Unemployment among young people in the country is at an all-time high. During these trying times, many young people are coming up with ways to fight unemployment. However, skills are needed for young people to make it on their own. Well, we are joined now by Sammy Mhaule, CEO and entrepreneur, for tips on how to uplift young people during these tough times. Sammy, good afternoon. Welcome to the Midday View. Thank you for coming to the studio. I got inspired when I heard about your story. You coming out of Tembisa Township, born and bred in Tembisa. And of course, in this jobless market, many young people are frustrated. We saw the stats recently coming out just a few days ago. Then I thought, let's just hear your story very briefly. Very briefly as we begin. Who is Sammy Mhaule? How do you answer that question when you are asked?
So I grew up in Tembisa. At the age of 14, I started selling on the street of Tembisa. Entrepreneurship has always been in my blood. And because of my background, I've had to fend for myself. My father was the only one working, and being family of four, you have to wait almost 6 months for you to get a pair of shoes. And I suppose the inspiration for me for Kicks has always evolved based on where I come from.
So you're the CEO of Kicks. Before we
Yes.
talk about where you got to Kicks, where do you begin? Now, you say you were an informal trader,
Yes.
like a smoke siler, so to speak, in the township, selling all kinds of wares in the streets. And then how do you begin that journey of doing stuff for yourself? Did you go for any training, for example?
So you have to invest in yourself. So there's a lot of learning that I've had to put in through, including, go to VETS, University for Venture Creation, understanding how to run a business. But that comes after when you are older, you sort of like equip yourself. But at the early age, you depend on your parents to provide for you and also to provide the education. So once you start to have your first job, I've done all the piece job, you name it, from packing at the supermarket, from sweeping. I've done all of that in order for myself to save money for education.
What was the first business venture you tried, and how did it come out?
So the first one was we used to supply eco-friendly bags, and that business didn't go really well because the whole idea was based on the World Cup. And the World Cup came and gone. I didn't have, sustainability of that business. And that was a learning curve for me into the next business.
It's important to do something that's sustainable. But you were also in the soft drinks kind of venture, I understand, and you worked with a retailer like Boxer?
Yeah, amazing business. We've changed a lot of lives. We've literally employed a lot of people through that business. And again, that business started 2010 when World Cup was coming here. And the idea was we knew that people are coming here. When they're in the hotel, they will consume a beverage, whether cold or hot, alcoholic, non-alcoholic, they want to consume something. When other people were doing B&Bs and hotels, I wanted to make sure that when they leave with a footprint and we stay connected to what they've tasted.
So we're here today, Kicks.
Yes.
What is Kicks all about, and how is that going?
Kicks is motivational. We wanted to create a feel-good sports brand that will compete with the greats in the world. And the whole idea is coming from creating a sports brand from Africa to the world. I've looked at the market. We don't have a sports brand that's competing with the great. And for me, it was very obvious that we want to create a sports brand that will be feel-good as well as people can relate to.
It also looks good. I mean, you're wearing some Kicks and you're holding some Kicks there.
Yeah.
Finally, very briefly, if a young person was watching this and comes to you and say, what is the one thing you would advise them in case they want to get into business and do stuff for themselves? Because the unemployment figures currently are shocking.
Yes. So every year, annually, I take 10 young people into our business where they can learn as much as they can. They run their own business within our business. We equip them, and it's almost like an apprenticeship, but that is allowing them a self space for them to make mistakes. So they have to start where they are. You can't make mistakes you can't make excuses about the government. You can't make excuses about, your circumstances. You have to start where you are, believe in yourself, be able to see your circumstances and be willing to change it.
Kicks CEO and entrepreneur all the way from Tembisa Township, Sammy Mhaule, thank you very much for your inspiring story, and all the best with Kicks. You're watching